Hello, welcome back to my channel, Ask MCT Chris. In today's session, I'm going to show you one way of optimizing the data refresh of your Power BI desktop. But before we start, let's look at my intro. I have here my Power BI desktop open, and you will notice that I have two tables in this report. Both tables are connected to a sales orders Excel spreadsheet, and I have just renamed this not optimize and optimize. Now let's go and make some transformations. So I'll go to my transform data, and the Power Query editor opens. Let's start first doing the transformation on the not optimized sales order Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to change the data type of the columns in here, like the order date. I'm going to change that to a date data type. And then I'm going to rename this to be order date with a space in between the order and the date. I'm going to also do that on the region, like changing this to a data type of text. And then I'm going to change the column name to be region name. Now, as I make this transformation, you will see that in the applied steps, it has been adding steps as I did the transformation. I'm going to do that onto also the rep field, changing this to a text field. So I've got the change type in there. And then I'm going to rename this to be sales representative. I'll do that again onto the items, change this to a text field, and I'll just leave that to the item column name. For the units, I'm going to change this to be a whole number, rename this to be quantity, and in the unit cost, I'm also going to change this to a fixed decimal number, leave that to unit cost, and last but not the least, under the total field, I'm going to change that to the fixed decimal and then rename this to the total amount. And as you have noticed in the applied steps, every transformation that I have done has created an applied step. Now let's go into the sales optimized. I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I will do it a different way. Under the order date, I'm going to change this to the date field. Now, instead of renaming that, I'm going to the next field, which is the region field, and I'm going to change the data type of that to a text. Look at the applied step. It has not added an additional applied step. It has amalgamated the change type because the succeeding transformation that I have done is the same transformation. Similarly, in the rep, I'm going to have that as a text. Still, it hasn't added an applied step. It is still under the change type. I'm going to change again the item as a text field. No added applied step. Units, I'm going to change this to whole number. And also onto the unit cost, I'm going to change that to a fixed decimal number. Same with the total as a fixed decimal number. Applied steps, it just added just one, which is the change type. And I'm going to rename these columns like the order date with a space, region name. Now it has, because the transformation that I have put in is different, it has added the renamed columns under the applied steps. So I'm going to also change this to sales representative. And still, there is only one applied step. Leave that to item, change this to quantity, leave that to unit cost, and I'm going to name this as total amount. All right, exactly the same transformation I have done on both of the sheets. Now, What I'm going to show you is I'm going to go to the tools, choose the not optimize, and I'm going to start the diagnostics and go back to the home, and I'm going to refresh the data. Once that has refreshed, I'm going back to the tools and stop the diagnostics, and that will give me some diagnostic counters in during the refresh of my not optimized Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to do that also on the optimized Excel spreadsheet. Start the diagnostics, go to the home, refresh, and after that has been refreshed, I'll go back to the tools and then stop the diagnostics. Now, there are some diagnostics counters in here, and what I am interested in is in the details. Because in the detail, you will see in here the start time and the end time, and you will see the steps that we have done during our transformation. And there is an exclusive duration in here. Similarly, I have done that in the optimized detailed, and there is also that exclusive duration. I'm going to create a query and then aggregate the value so that we will see it better. So under the exclusive duration, I'm going to right click that, group it by the query, and then this would be the total not optimized. Have this to be a sum, summing the exclusive duration. And I will have now the sum. I'm going to do that also on the optimized sales order table. So look for that exclusive duration, group it by the query, name this to be total for the optimized, sum of the exclusive duration. Now look at this. Under the not optimized, how long did it take to refresh the data? That's 5 seconds. Well, that's small, but if we are working with big data, that's going to be huge. Now look at the optimized one, which is, that's 2 seconds. That's way faster as compared to the not optimized one, which is 5 seconds. And that's because of the transformation that we have done. That in the not optimized, we've been doing the transformation, okay, as we go to the fields. But in the optimized, there's a little bit of a planning there wherein I tried to amalgamate the same transformation. So the lesser the steps that you have in your transformation, the better in the data refresh, because it will take smaller time to refresh the data. Now, in summary, when you do your transformation, make sure that you do one transformation one at a time. And when I say one at a time, amalgamate the same transformation so that in the applied step, you only have one applied step. If you're going to change the data type, only one change data type. If there's a rename column, there's only one applied step for the rename column. I hope you've learned something from this session. If you like it, hit the like button and hit that subscribe for more tips and tricks from me. Thank you for watching.